gift. Okay, so another thought that I wanted to share about when I was in hospital, there was one day, it was in the middle of the 2 weeks that I was in hospital, and I had just transferred to a second hospital. I discharged myself from the one in the city, for those who don't know the story, because they were just managing my pain towards the end of that week. The last 3 or 4 days, all they were doing was managing the pain, but they weren't looking to heal or fix, what was causing the pain. So I didn't see the point of staying there because I was so far away from home. So I discharged myself. And somehow, of course, by the end of that afternoon, my pain hit again. I had to go into the local hospital. So, because I couldn't manage the pain by myself. So I'm at this hospital and they decide there at emergency that they don't want to do the morphine, which was the only thing at the other hospital that was managing the pain, that I could get through 6 or 7 hours before it would hit again. They gave me something else. It started with a V, I can't remember what it's called now, but that's supposed to be similar to, and that made me super nauseous. And then with that, they gave me another drug that was supposed to be for nausea, for the sickness. And this pain was not going away. And I'm feeling nauseous and I'm feeling blah. I was starting to go green by this stage. And so they moved me from emergency because I gave them all the discharge papers from the other hospital. And they realized I'd been there for a week and they were managing the pain. So they thought, well, we have to put her into a ward, into a room and keep her here and keep her monitored. When we finally got there and I got to see a doctor, and by this stage, I'd been at least 3-4 hours in agony, with this pain. And now, not only the pain, but now I feel like throwing up because, it's not all the stuff they'd put in there. I felt like there was this whole cocktail of stuff going on and it just wasn't agreeing with my body. And I thought, oh my God, this is horrible. So when I finally got to talk to the doctor, I said to him, is there any reason I can't have my morphine shots? Is it like, am I going to get addicted to it? Or, what's the reason that I can't have that? I said, because it's the only thing that will give me relief for a few hours. And so he said to me, that's fine, right? There's no reason why you can't have the morphine. He said, if that's what works and you don't get nauseous from it, like this other stuff they'd given me. So then by this stage, they also give me the morphine. This was about 2 hours after all the other stuff, and I'm like, green by this stage. And of course, as the doctor comes in to talk to me, we're having this chat. My husband's there, my daughter's there, my mother-in-law's there, and I'm feeling the sickest that I've been. And this is the second time in my life I've felt this way, that I'm in a hospital and I'm sure I'm not going to make it to the next day. I'm just, that feeling, that this is it. This is the last day. It happened to me with the IVF. There was one night there I got really ill, and the same. I remember calling my husband and I'm like, I'm not going to make it. I'm so scared, just that I'm not going to see the next day. And this happened at this hospital as well, 2 weeks ago now. So it's close to, almost at least a Saturday, 2 weeks ago. Anyway, so, and I'm there and there's all this stuff going on in my body. And we're talking to the doctor and he's saying yes to the morphine. And in that moment, I'm going through all this, I'm feeling awful within myself. And I'm looking at my husband and I'm looking at my daughter, and at that point, I just wanted them to go away because I couldn't look at them. I couldn't stand to see them in that moment where I'm thinking I'm going, and I can't. I felt like I was failing them somehow. And I remember my mother-in-law sitting next to me. They left eventually because she was getting, all super excited and hypo and all the rest of it. And of course the hospital room's tiny. And so my husband took her, because there's nothing there for a 5-year-old to do. And then I'm looking over to my mother-in-law and I just gave her this look of goodbye because that's all I had left, of I'm sorry, but goodbye. And it's funny because then at midnight that night, they gave me the last shot of morphine that I was going to need. And that got me through to the morning. And I remember that night, everything inside, my organs, my blood, everything working inside my body felt like it was on fire, like someone had lit a fire in there. Everything was on fire, you know, on top of this feeling sick, on top of this pain not going away. And I thought, oh, you know, this is horrible. I just want it to be over, you know, by this stage. And 12 o'clock came, and I just remember because I had a clock right in front of me, this huge white clock. And, you know, I buzzed the nurse and I said, the pain's still there. I said, it's just not going. I said, and I don't want to feel this anymore, you know. And so she brought me a double dose, whatever that is, of the morphine, so it would last longer and I would get some rest, because I had to keep every, you know, couple of hours, I had to keep buzzing for them to come, because it just wasn't. They were giving me a much lower dose than what they were doing at the other hospital, and so 2 hours and the pain would come back again, and the pain was excruciating. Plus now I had everything inside burning and boiling, and it felt like everything was on fire. Somehow I woke up in the morning and that was all gone. You know, the fire had passed and the pain. And so I kept waiting for it, because I knew at the other hospital 7 hours, 8 hours, I think 10 hours was the most gap I had between them. But it didn't come back. And so I sat there, you know, I'm sitting in my bed that morning and I'm thinking, okay, what are we going to do with this experience? What do I get out of it? Do I just go home and keep doing the same and not learn anything from it? Or not get anything from it? What was this experience for? You know, I kept telling myself, what is this for? And then I remember thinking, okay, because up until that point, I had been grieving. I'd spent many months upset and grieving, and I'd find myself crying at the drop of a hat because I'd lost my friend, you know, and how fragile life was, I thought to myself, because she was so young. And it took me back to when I lost my cousin, and she was 38 and she died of leukemia, you know. And I never really got to, because she was overseas, I never really got to grieve that loss, you know, with her. And so all of that came back to me. And I'm sitting there, you know, I'm thinking, this is a second chance for me. I get a second chance to do it over. If I walk away from this experience and I get to go home, you know? And I thought, what do I take with me? What have I learned? What's important? And I remember there one day I was on Facebook, you know, that morning I decided to look on Facebook, and there was a video on my Facebook of Neil Donald Walsh, the guy that's done the Conversations with God books, which I've read all three. I love them all. And I'm probably going to go get the fourth one, because apparently there's a fourth one out, but it's just opens up your mind so much about God, about the world, about everything, how we've viewed life up until that point, you know, and it pushes you to really look at your beliefs and how many of them are true, you know. That's where my journey started. But somehow from this experience I got that life is precious. It is precious, and it's so important that we live it, you know. So I thought to myself, if it was me that had passed away in September and not my friend, I would not be happy knowing that other people are grieving or upset or sad that I'm not there anymore. You know, I would like to think that I've given enough in my life, I've done enough, like with these videos, that I've done everything I can to help as many people as possible to see their light, to see their beauty, that when I'm gone, that the memories that you all have will be happy memories of me, that you'll remember me and smile and be grateful, you know, that I've created all of this for you, the book, you know, my life, everything I've learned, you know, that people will look back on my life and think, wow, You know, we're so grateful that she was a part of our lives, that she was in the world, you know, that she did all this for us. We're so grateful. We're so happy. Not sad. You know, because honestly, with my friend, when I look back on it, she lived every moment. She was so beautiful. She taught me to slow down and live in the moment when we were together. You know, not be distracted by anything outside of that moment. So for me, grieving and crying and being upset that I no longer get to share any more days with her, it wasn't honoring her memory. It wasn't doing myself any good, you know, because then my body got stressed and my body shut down. You know, it was like, oh, I can't take on all this emotional stress, you know. It was all too much. So in the hospital, I learned to look at death in a totally different way. We don't honor others. Yes, we miss them. Of course we miss them. We love them. But there's the gift, you know, that we could love them, that they were so precious that we miss them. And so there's, you know, in our heart, there should be so much gratitude for that person being in our lives. You know, and just be happy, you know, in the knowledge that one day we'll see each other again. You know, we're all going to the same place. We'll see each other again. It's all right. We don't have to be sad or distressed that we won't see them anymore. It's not true. All right, my darlings. So that's what I got out of it. You know, that if one day I'm gone, that you remember me with a smile. You know, if I had an impact on your life, or if I had, you know, if anything in your life was made better because of all the things I've done, whether it's my book or my videos or anything, make them happy memories. Remember me in a happy way, because that would honor me. That would make me happy. All right, my darlings? I love you guys. So remember to click like and subscribe below so you don't miss any of the messages. And please share, because sharing is caring. All right, my darlings. I'll see you in the next video, okay? Bye for now.